For years, I tried to write songs on my own, in my bedroom, thinking that I could do it all on my own and I would just show up one day and magically be this amazing performer, singer, songwriter, guitar player, whatever. And, I think I thought there was something kind of romantic about that idea, but in reality, I just sort of spun my wheels. I did go on a journey, I guess, a personal journey inwards. But what do I have to show for it, really? Hard to say. And it was towards the end of that journey, around, a year ago, where I decided that I wanted to fix that. So I created a community, a virtual songwriting community. I call it Song Farm. And since creating it a year ago, I have really transformed as an artist and a songwriter. And I feel like I'm in a new stage of my journey, but this time I'm not going alone anymore. And so in this video, I just want to talk about that sounds so Canadian. I am Canadian, by the way. I want to talk about the importance of being in a songwriting community. And if you've never been in one, or maybe you have been in one, but I wanted to share my personal experience and how it sort of helped me from going from being very isolated, very alone, and doubtful in my songwriting journey to starting to spread my wings and plant some seeds and allowing growth to sort of build some momentum where there wasn't any growth or momentum before. So one of the things that I think is so important about being in a songwriting community is just the accountability portion of it. You have a reason to show up. You have a reason to work. You have a reason to write songs because you meet usually weekly on a call and you want to share what you're working on. So you're going to want to show up with something and you start to get a little more serious about your songwriting. The other nice thing is that you get feedback on your songwriting from other songwriters, people who actually sort of know a thing or two about songwriting. Like your mom might say she loves your song's amazing, and your family and all these people, your friends, are gonna clap and hoot and holler at your shows. But it's something different when you hear feedback from somebody who doesn't care so much about that, or they're not invested in your, they're not in your close circle. They're just kind of outside people. They'll tell it to you straight. And not in a harsh way. Like the people in my group were all super kind and helpful. And I think songwriters as a whole are very empathetic, kind people, thoughtful people. So you get feedback. And this has helped me a lot as a songwriter in my own writing, knowing what my weaknesses are, knowing where I could make the song stronger. And so now I'm finding myself writing better songs, challenging myself more. And this sort of leads to my next point, is you become a better songwriter because you're around other songwriters. You're being exposed to other songwriters that you may not have heard about. And then you're naturally learning more about them. You're studying their songs. You're finding what you like about them. And it's teaching you as a songwriter kind of what you want to emulate or what you want to strive for. So that's another really great thing about it. Another kind of offshoot of being in a songwriting community is the connections that you make. You might find somebody who really connects with your music and you connect with theirs, and maybe you guys end up co-writing. Or maybe, as was the case with me, I ended up producing some songs for people in my group. So I got to flex my music producer chops and develop my expertise, or my reputation as a music producer. So this was kind of unexpected, but this is what happens when you surround yourself with people doing something kind of in the same sphere or vein as what you're doing. I think the last thing that I'll say about what's really important about being in a songwriting community, at least for me, it was solidifying my confidence in myself as a songwriter, and finding the courage to support my own voice, my artistic voice, because you realize that everyone has their own artistic voice that is uniquely theirs, and you appreciate them for that. So you start to think about your own artistic voice, and you start to realize that your own artistic voice is super important. It's so important. It's the only thing that you can give that's uniquely yours, that nobody else can do. So getting in a community, getting feedback, sharing your music, you start to appreciate other people's voices, but at the same time you start to appreciate your own artistic voice. And for me, this has helped me to sort of believe in myself more, support myself more, trust myself more with the songs that I'm writing. And writing is more exciting to me now because, well, I feel like I can better express what I'm trying to say in a song now, but also I'm standing behind what I want to say more. So being in a songwriting community can actually really help you to develop and solidify your artistic voice, which I think for a lot of songwriters, especially, like, there's a stage where you don't really know what your voice is, what your sound is, what you're trying to say. So being in a songwriting community can definitely accelerate or bring some clarity to that. So those are just a few of the reasons why I think being in a songwriting community is just really powerful if you are feeling kind of isolated, you don't have a community around you, and you feel stuck, you don't feel like you're connected to your music or your voice, and you're kind of hurting because of that, because you feel like you really want to be connected to that music center of yourself again. Then definitely consider checking out joining a community of some sort. Now, if you're of the kind of artist who's been through it maybe once or twice, and you find yourself kind of in a rut, or you're just feeling, like I said, isolated, alone, nobody supporting you, then definitely check out Song Farm. I think if you want to feel part of a community that's all doing that sort of thing, trying to find your artistic voice again and trying to reconnect with your music, maybe find your voice. I definitely recommend you check out Song Farm. Check us out. See what it's all about. Nothing to lose. Now, if you really feel stuck and you want to get some one-on-one support with getting clear on what you're trying to say with your music, maybe you've been stuck, you can't finish your songs, maybe you just need somebody there in your corner to help move you forward, help get you on track, with your deeper calling to be an artist, to be a musician, to be a songwriter, I also offer one-on-one coaching support. So you can check that out. You can book a free call with me just to tell me where you're at and where you want to go and see if there's a fit there. So you can check that out. All that stuff is in the description. And subscribe to this channel if you want more talks like this. Appreciate you sticking around for this little ramble. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.